One of my favorite things every week when I go into editing an episode of our podcast is playing this guessing game of, is John's video going to be in focus? Is his audio going to be recorded?
Okay, fuck off. My video's always been in focus. You didn't like that my video was exposed properly and yours wasn't, and then you decided to use that to criticize mine.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I actually checked with the videographer. I took your perspective to him, and he said his video's exposed wrong. That's why he's annoyed.
He's too busy eating candy right now. So
he is eating candy right now, playing probably Demon Souls or what's the game? Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
That's the one.
All right, so he sent me, well, I saw a video that he posted on Instagram walking through this candy store. And then we had like a 6-hour conversation on Instagram about this candy store. And so it's on my list to go to when I get back from Italy.
Where's it at?
Right by my house, like a mile away.
Oh,
it's
really?
It's like a
it's like a Fuzzy
it's just
Wicks?
a massive candy store, and it's got everything from like old Nintendo candy to like Kit Kats.
Okay.
Everything in between.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's cool. All right, so a couple weeks ago, I think it was a couple weeks ago, we did this episode, Vacation Braverman.
Yep.
You had a lot of trips this year so far.
Yep.
Your big one is just wrapped up. And through the power of magic, here you are, fresh off of a European vacation.
I don't have that one.
I don't have any of them. I could pick the wrong one, but it won't be good.
It's fine.
Yeah, but recently you took a day trip. By day trip, I mean an overnight trip.
Correct.
I know you'd mentioned it to me. I totally forgot about it. You were driving up to Vegas, you and Linz. And so I'm sitting on my couch, and I saw your short, and I was like, "Hey, that's right, he's in Vegas." And as soon as I played the video, Jill, because I think you put it in the title, like why you were going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Jill sitting next to me is like, "Oh, that concert was canceled.
Yeah.
The stage collapsed." And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I started playing, and you're like, "I'm in Vegas." And it's canceled. And so tell me, what the fuck happened? Also, are you going back at the end of October?
I don't know. Okay. So, yeah, my mom bought us tickets to go see Ed Sheeran. And really nice. Yeah, super nice, right? And she did it in December of last year. It was a Christmas present. So we knew in September that there was a risk of this international trip. But we didn't know when it was going to be. So, turns out the trip to Ed Sheeran was going to be 2 days before the international trip. Okay, what do you do, right? Like, we probably should have just canceled and said no, but like someone else bought you tickets. It's super kind. You want to support, right? So we decide to go. And then all the signs that we shouldn't go happen, right? The hotel room was triple the price because, football also started today, right? Our other two people that were going to go with us couldn't go. I don't know. It was just like a bunch of reasons why it was probably a bad idea. So, we're committed. We're going to go. So we decide we're going to drive out on Saturday, have a really early dinner, see the concert, drive back Sunday, work on Monday, flight on Tuesday, right? Pray you don't get COVID. That's the whole plan. Okay. So we drive out and, we get into Vegas about 3:00 and we had 2:00. Sorry. We had a 4:00 dinner in order to make the concert at 6, right? So we check in and the Cosmo says, "Hey, your room's not ready, but here's the keys. We'll text you the room number," right? And they use like a chat bot to like tell you the room number, and then you can just use those keys on whatever the room number is. So, okay, when will it be ready? She's like, "Oh, by 3. Okay, that's fine. We don't need to do much. We're like wearing jeans and sneakers, right? So we go, walk around the casino, put in $100 in the slot machine for my grandma and like, just kind of hang out. Well, 3 rolls by, no text. So, okay, all right, it'll be ready. Check back in. They've got nothing for us. We sit down, we'll just have a glass of champagne and wait. Now it's like 3:50 and the room's not ready. We're like, well, shit, what do you do? It's at STK at the Cosmo. And the nice thing about Vegas is simultaneously the bougiest place on earth and the trashiest place on earth. So like when you go to a nice steakhouse, there's people that are in, crazy Valentino gowns. And then there's always some guy like in pool gear eating the same steak, right? And so we're like, well, we could just take our bags. And we both had like a carry duffel, and it won't be that big a deal, right? So we just go to dinner and we figured whatever, the room will come, we'll run to the room afterwards and then we'll go to the concert. So we go out dinner, great dinner, and that's what happens. The room gets ready, right? So we run up, drop our bags, and head down so we can head to the concert. Now the concert's at the stadium for the Raiders. What's that called? Allegiant. So I don't know if you know how to get there, but like when you stay at the Cosmo, there's no way to get to Allegiant. You can't take an Uber. The traffic will be terrible. You don't drive your own car. There's no tram. So what you need to do is you need to get to the Park MGM or the Mandalay Bay. And then they close down one of the roads and then you can walk across. It's a 15-minute walk. So, okay, that's what we're going to do, right? So we want to get to the Mandalay Bay. And the best way to do that is to take the tram to like the MGM or whatever the next hotel is. I can't even remember what it is, past Aria. And then you could walk one more hotel and tram 2 more hotels, and then you could do it, right? So, okay, here we go. So we get done with dinner. We're changed. The concert starts at 6. It's 6:05, and that's fine. We didn't want to get there till 7 because we don't care about the opener, right? And so we go to get on the tram. And in New York, how like the subway, if you're going north, that's one side, and south, you have one side. So we're on one side, and I'm like, oh, man, I think we're on the wrong side because the arrow is pointing that way. And by the way, in Vegas, that doesn't matter. It goes both ways. Just pick one and it's all irrelevant. So we walk down and we walk back up the other one. And we're not tired or anything, but it's like, we just take dinner. Like we're a little like, yeah, we got to get to this place. This is not going to be the best. And then all of a sudden we get a text from my cousin, from Heather. And it says, I'm so sorry to hear the concert was canceled. What are you all going to do with your night? And Lindsay's like, what does this text mean? And I'm like, I don't know. And so we're about to get on the tram, and I'm like, well, let's wait 1 second because I don't know. Let's look. And then all of a sudden we see the Ed Sheeran Instagram. And then we're like, wait, is that real? So we're like Googling it to find out if it's real, all to find out that, yeah, the concert's canceled. And I mean, at the end of the day, no big deal. We're in Vegas. I mean, if you're going to get canceled, there's a lot worse places you can be than Las Vegas, except we're in Vegas 3 drinks in at 6:15 with a plan to go to a 3-hour concert to like physically sober up and like maybe get some pizza and go to sleep. And now we're like, now what do you do? Because the things you can do in Vegas are going to make it worse.
Yeah, well, that's when you just go see a show.
And a strip. Oh, that was a Freudian slip over there.
A show?
You listen to that back. Hey, future me.
Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can send me that clip. I don't know, man. It was fun. I mean, we turned lemons into lemonade. We had a great time. But like in retrospect, you would have loved to get canceled and then go to dinner,
right?
And spend 2 hours on a great dinner,
right? Instead,
we kind of rushed to dinner. And then ended up, going to a craps table and hanging out, just around. But it was still good. He's putting it back on October 28th. I can't. I don't know. I can't imagine doing that again. Like that was mentally a lot. I'm not fully out of the COVID feeling.
Yeah, but it's like a month away, month and a half away.
Yeah. Well, we had 10 months to plan last time.
That's true.
I don't know. But. I read today what happened. I didn't know the stage was failing, so I guess I'm kind of glad it didn't happen. Well, it didn't. We didn't have any context. And by the way, funny, Ticketmaster didn't tell us until like 7:00 for a 6:00 concert that it was canceled.
They're just nailing it left and right.
So
right now.
Thanks to Heather. If she didn't text us, we would be sitting outside of the Vegas arena after trekking an hour
on the wrong side of the freeway.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
But
well, hey, when you go back to Vegas in February for the Super Bowl, at least you'll know how to get to the stadium.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Or F1.
Jesus. Did you see did you make it out to see the Sphere?
So I drove by it, but that's not my favorite part of the whole thing. I have one more part of the story I didn't tell you.
Yeah.
So I went immediately to Threads to try to find out what happened, right?
Yeah.
And, Threads is not as good as Twitter used to be for things like
X.
that, but you can get some info, right?
Yeah.
And there's a comment section, right? Mm-hmm. And someone's threading on the post that he's not going to do the concert. And it may be my favorite post of all time. It says, "When the stage don't work like it used to before." This human is my hero.
That is great.
Skinny fries.